Endfield uploaded a new gameplay demo yesterday. Initially, I didn't intend to make a video on it, not least because we can't exactly extrapolate much from the prologue, but also because making videos on a whim turned out to not be the best idea. But a bunch of people keep asking me what my take on it is, so I figured, yeah, why not? It's new Endfield gameplay, there's no harm in that. Fuck it, dude. So let's talk about it. Earlier in the video, there is a new description for the dodge. Basic attacks aren't interrupted anymore, and perfect dodge gives a little bit of SP. We already knew all of that from the China Joy demo. There's not much to be said about it. Although I will say that in the China Joy, I thought there were 8 dodges because the 3 bars didn't make a full wheel. Whereas you can see that the UI's been updated now, and there's about 3 or so. So yeah, that's good. I'm a fan of that. But I'll mention dodges again later in a more relevant context. But there's not a lot to be said about it. As for the connection to Arknights, before there was kind of just like the Rhodes Island landship crashed into a tower, and also Patriot's arm that it descends and you cross the chasm with it. It's like, yo, Pog, Patriot's helping me. I'm pogging Patriot. It's clearly indicating that I should pog at this. But yeah, now there's also this, the epitaph, which it appears in chapter 15 of Arknights as well, which just came out on global like 10 days ago. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I'm not religious about how it's done. I just want there to be a deeper and more obvious connection to Arknights, and hopefully this is a clear indication that that is the case. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Big thumbs up from me. But yeah, while watching this, I was kind of like, okay, what? This is all very cool. What new thing are they going to show us? What why have they uploaded the prologue? I know that the PS5 build is currently being showcased at the Tokyo Game Show, so it makes sense that they would upload the PS5 gameplay and the prologue. But I was like, okay, well, there has to be something new. It can't just be the same prologue that was in the beta, right? Then the new introductory boss shows up. Sick as fuck. It's so cool. Really big fan of that. Really big fan. Like obviously it's cool and all, the aura farming and everything it's sick, but the main thing I think is cool actually is the poem that the boss recites as he's attacking you, like over the course of the battle. I'll read it out and put in the clips of him saying it as I say it. Saw I the throne bearer lost unto his law. Saw I the war wielder fallen amid the gore. Saw I the grave mocker lost upon death's shore. Oh, boundless realms no crown endureth evermore. Glory lifteth thee, honor enthroneth thee, time seizeth thee. As yon stars wane, all maids shall meet anew. Dawn, dusk, eternity hath come. Already, I think this is cool as fuck, right? I just think this is sick. I love it. But I also want to point out the PlayStation Store, where you can already wishlist it, by the way. It has this description that I've not seen before, which talks about settlements and colonies and untamed land and industrial expansion and forming new civilizations and stuff. Combine that with the boss's like poetic descriptions of time being ruler over all and stars waning and all maids shall meet anew and eternity. The story, the overarching narrative could be incredible. And in the beta, the story was bad in the beta, but the groundwork was there in the world for a really, really compelling narrative about colonization and exploitation of land and environmental destruction and the treatment of natives and all that sort of thing, all that good stuff. Well, I say good stuff, Inner Brit is coming out again. You know what I mean. Obviously, we'll have to wait until we can get our hands on the full thing before we can judge how well it's executed, but yeah, point is it gives me a lot of optimism. As for gameplay, obviously it's an introductory boss, so we can't extrapolate too much from what is essentially the tutorial, but I find it especially promising because as a tutorial boss, I think it will achieve what it wants to achieve quite well. You can see it's got those slow telegraphed, the fist coming at you. And it's like, oh shit, I have to get out of the way. And it gets into your head very quickly that you have to think about your positioning. Plus there's the, delayed aftershock when the fist hits the ground and it, knocks over the administrator, maybe getting you to think about, okay, maybe don't rush in there just straight away. Just think about what you're doing, which again, big fan, big thumbs up from me. The fist obviously staying there as well for a few seconds. As you can see, it's obviously trying to get you to execute the combos that you've just learned how to use, especially considering that it's given you a squad of 4. Also, speaking of which, these portraits, these are just not it. Please bring back the illustrations. They had so much more charm and personality to them. These are just like flat and boring, and this is a mistake. Please go back, please. Anyway, I've also noticed people talking about the priestess hand showing up for some of the tutorial prompts. I think that's really cool as well. The people relating Endfield, things they've seen in Endfield to things they've seen in Arknights makes me very happy. I will also point out, this has been in the game since the alpha. You can draw your own conclusions as to what that means, but I think that's cool, so I just wanted to point out. Another thing that we've known about since China Joy is elemental infliction stacking. You can see here Perlica applies electric infliction and there's 2 stacks of it, right? In the beta, elemental reactions are applied with 2 inflictions. The second determines what the reaction is. The first sort of just modifies the execution a little bit. So for example, electric infliction first means the elemental reaction will apply stagger. Heat infliction first means the reaction will deal increased damage, stuff like that. Let's say for the sake of argument that these stacks amplify the effect of what they did before. So for example, 2 electric stacks means the reaction will deal more stagger, right? That would necessitate the ability to inflict the same element twice or more in one rotation, or in other words, it would necessitate longer combo chains. If these stacks are a new way of encouraging longer combo chains for higher damage, then it would be a very valid reason for dodges not to interrupt basic attacks anymore, because that would be antithetical to wanting longer combo chains. Ultimately, yeah, I would still have preferred to see something more similar to the alpha, that's no secret. But as I've said before, this is the game they want to make, and I accepted that ages ago. I've talked about all of this in my server many times. You should join my server, by the way. We have lots of in-depth discussions about Endfield, as well as all the Wenfield memes you get everywhere else. I would go as far as to say that my Endfield channel is the most active outside of the official Endfield server. Bold claim, but I stand by it. Speaking of the Wenfield memes, by the way, you lot need to stop being so impatient. I get it, right? I'm just as excited for this game as you are. You're like, I want this now. If you want this game to be good, stop rushing them. I will wait years longer for this game if I have to. I've waited 3.5 years already. I will wait 3.5 years more. Silksong fans waited 7 years for their game, and they just kept saying Silksong tomorrow. I'm prepared to just keep saying Endfield tomorrow for as long as it takes. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what yours are, because I'd like to know. But more so, I'd like to know what you want out of this game, what your aspirations are for the game. It's one thing to say, like, oh, it's a gacha game, so I hope I get lots of free pull currency, and I hope we get free pulls and on anniversaries, and I can get a free 5-star one. Shut the fuck up, I don't care. I want to know what your aspirations are for the game. I want to know what joy you want the game to bring you. I want to know what you want the game to be. That's the kind of thing I'm interested in, right? Also, just one more thing. I am working on another high-effort Endfield video. I don't know how soon I'll be able to get it done. I don't know if I'll be able to get it done before we get any news, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. All I'll say is that it's not about combat this time, it's about the factory. But until then, this gameplay demo, big fan. I really like it. I like it a lot. Until next time, have a good one.